Okay, it's check, testing, check this, check the sound, the mic, all of that. Okay, it's check, testing, check this. All right. So I was trying to do it with the camera, but my camera decided it wanted to be rude. It worked yesterday as far as streaming, a couple of times, but I just said screw it, guys. I wanted to have a live discussion with you all. I'm not even gonna wait for anybody to show up. I'm just gonna kind of jump into it. I am kind of thinking about doing just live discussions with you all. Been thinking about it for a while, and I just said, just screw it. I'm just gonna just start with this one here, because I've been wanting to have live discussions with you all as far as like Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, things of that nature. Kind of didn't know how to go about it, so I kind of just held off from doing these videos. But eventually, I just said, screw it. Let me just do it. And give me 1 second. Give me 1 second though. Still here. You can still hear me. I just gotta do something real quick. But like I was saying, guys, I wanted to just come to you all. Like I said, I'm thinking about doing these a few times a week, just because I have so many animes that I'm already watching or already reacted to, and been just trying to think of how I want to go about these videos. But like I said, just saying screw it, and I'm just gonna just start doing stuff like this each week. But it'll be in the evenings my time. I'm on the East Coast, so it could be anywhere between 5:30 p.m. and 7 p.m. and go for about like 15-20 minutes. But I wanted to talk to you all about my homie Vash here, because I'm worried about this cat. 12 episodes into the show, this 1998 gunslinging show, right? Where this show like has been very great. I haven't had too many gripes with the show at all, really, to be honest. I've had many questions about the characters, about Vash, about Merle and Millie. We literally just got introduced to Wolfwood back in episode 9, I believe, and he was only there from like episode 9 through episode 11. Um, so episode 12, a few things happened here. We gained information on like a new antagonist for Vash, but then there was like a side antagonist for Vash, right? He and that's the thing. I believe the dude said his name, the dude with the mask and the big huge, the big bulky cat. Um, but he was more just a hired gun. Curious about the other dude though, who hired him, and the fact that like there was like a telepathic conversation with them in this episode, in episode 12. Like, I'm wondering about that. I'm wondering where your boy came from. I'm still curious about, Vash's past and him in that town, that village that got destroyed with the young lady who came after Vash, 20 years later, basically. And kind of curious about how old Vash is. But I'm just worried about my homie here, because his mind is definitely not okay. His mind isn't okay. His thoughts, all of this stuff stuff is starting to pile up. 12 episodes in now. I think stuff started to really start to pile up roughly episode 6, maybe halfway, just about halfway. Um, but what happened in episode 12, guys? This was, this was a crazy, insane thing that can be very detrimental to Vash's mental status, his thoughts, his the way he functions. I mean, we got that information as far as his, that gun, because he technically doesn't have an actual arm. So just a whole bunch of stuff happened in episode 12, and like I said, I'm just really curious about. I'm curious. I'm curious about the new antagonist, but I'm also concerned about Vash's mind. Really, really, really concerned about my homie here, because we finally get some information too on his ex, who I'm gonna guess and say she's no longer alive. Ren, no relations to Ren from ReZero, starting life in the new world. But Vash made a promise, and he brings that up in episode, is it 8? I think it's episode 8, back on the train with the little dude. The little dude says, "Hey, this is my dad's train," blah blah blah. And then later on we found out that Vash made a promise to not kill anybody. But my question to that is, did he kill somebody before? Was there a reason for it? I'm curious about that too, about that promise to basically to rent his I don't know, girlfriend, fiance, wife. None of that information really has been told as I've watched 12 episodes up to this point. Um, but I'm just really curious, guys, about his past, about his his ex-girlfriend or ex-wife, whichever, deceased wife, even, or deceased girlfriend, deceased fiance, and this new antagonist. Because like I said, the boy comes out of nowhere. He hires this big, huge, gigantic dude and runs amok in this town, kills people, children, women, and sets Vash off to a point where he literally almost kills dude. Again, I can't remember if he said his name or not. The hired gun. And he looked like he was getting ready to snap. So I'm, like I said, guys, I'm just really, really curious about a whole bunch of things. I'm really concerned about Vash and his mind, where he's at mentally, because I'm just hoping that he doesn't snap on any random person, because his main anger was towards the hired gun, and he was just getting ready to take his life, but he snapped out of it, because we get that past conversation with him and Ren floating in the clouds having a conversation. So you know I don't know, guys. 12 episodes into the show, it has been so far a great ride, but now from what one of you have said, the wild ride has just begun. Um, and I think it started to sprinkle, it started to sprinkle a little bit of stuff, roughly over the past five or six episodes. Um, as far as like the plot, like the main plot, we've just gained bits and pieces of Vash's personality, because even that, Vash never accepted the quote unquote name Vash the Stampede until, what was it, last episode, episode 11, or even episode 10, where he claimed that to be his name. Said anybody he never said anything to anybody um about like, hey, that's not my name, or yes, that's who I am. He never really claimed that that name, Vash the Stampede. He just kind of just like let people do their own thing, have their own mindset. Because he really technically really couldn't really do anything huge to prove that he wasn't Vash the Stampede, except for save lives at the time. Um, but he couldn't say anything that would change people's minds about who he was and who he wasn't, or who he used to be, um, or who others claimed him to be. That was another thing that I talked about in one of my videos. It was just like saying like he never claimed that status, um, even though people were definitely after his life. But then the shift in his character, the dialogue and everything. Once that young lady came in and tried to take his life, like all of that stuff, even he showed signs of um, like accepting his fate, even though nothing really bad happened to him. He accepted stuff because I believe he just started to believe that he was Vash the Stampede. Because like I said, he just literally just now, over the course of 4 episodes, he's claimed the name Vash the Stampede. So him accepting something that he doesn't even remember doing is even big in itself. So I'm just, the show, like you all said, guys, the show is starting to really pick up in these episodes. Um, and like I said, it really started to sprinkle little hints, I believe, roughly around episode 6 or episode 7, and moving forward up to this point in episode 12. Um, but like I said, I just have some new concerns. Um, Curious about all this other stuff that has been going on. Um, I think Mr. Wolfwood will probably pop up again. I'm not too sure. Like I say, he's only been in 3 episodes. He was a very cool character, very down to live, like I talked about too, where him and Vash have very interesting similarities, and um, they vibed, they clicked after a full day of being around each other. They just made things work, and it did. Stuff happened, and even through arguments, they found a way to get through the situations that they were in, as far as both of them at the time, at those various times. So I I'm just really hoping that Vash's mind is okay, even though I know it's not okay now, but I'm just hoping that he will be okay moving forward when I watch episodes 13 and 14 next Friday, or at least the attempt for him to be okay will probably, maybe, hopefully start by episode 14. I'm just not too sure. I just, my homie, he real down to earth cat. He can be, he does have a tendency to just, sees a young lady, he jumps at the opportunity to try to get with her. But, other than that, he definitely is a protector. You can tell that, at least, about his character. He doesn't like women and children being harmed, just people in general being harmed. But like I said, I'm real curious about that promise. I know we're going to get that information, or should I say, I'm going to get that information moving forward. Um, but I'm just curious and concerned about what's to come next, because like I said, I'm real curious about that new antagonist. Because does he have like a telepathic ability? Because they both definitely were having communication without literally being next to each other and talking. That was definitely a left field thing where it just came out of the blue and shocked me. Definitely had me worried about that kid that was standing in front of this new antagonist while he was having that conversation. He did grab that kid's head, and per this scene, this is where it's happening. Vash is definitely worried. Um, but I'm wondering, and one of you did mention in the comments of one of my videos where we were talking about pay attention to this new antagonist and what he's going to be capable of, because he took one of the townsman's wife's husband's tongue out of his mouth, put it in the bag, left it as a gift for Vash. Man, that's that that's that cheese, guys. Like that's not a great thing at all. Literally, that's not a great thing at all. I'm just leave that alone. Let that kind of do its thing, and then yeah, okay, all right, we're good. So I don't know, guys. I just don't know, but man, I'm just I'm worried about them. And will Merle and Millie be able to help him? I'm wondering about that too, because Merle has that affection towards Vash. She definitely does. It's not like she doesn't. She has that affection towards this cat, and I don't think he does though. I don't think he has the same affection towards her, but she's showing it. But Millie's my girl, as I've stated earlier today. Millie's my girl, but Merle, could she be able to possibly help Vash? Will the girls be able to help him? But definitely, mostly Merle. Will she be able to uh, help him get back to the normal Vash that we've known so far? Because his mind is all messed up right now, and I'm just worried about my homie right now. I'm definitely hoping that he's gonna be okay after I watch episodes 13 and 14 next Friday. Um, and like I said, I'll probably be doing another live video on those episodes next Friday. Um, but good news is you all will get more of these live streams, more content from me as far as Trigun is concerned. Um, and I am also going to be, as far as anime is concerned, I'm going to be starting a new anime next Saturday since I just finished The Promised Neverland for tomorrow. Those couple of final videos, episodes 11 and 12, will be up tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. And then, like I said, I'll be starting a new anime next Saturday. Really looking forward to this one for a good while. It's been sitting in my queue for a good number of months now. I just haven't gotten around to it until now. But definitely look out for that. But I'm looking forward to episodes 13 and 14 of Trigun. I can't wait. But like I said, look out for these live videos, discussions on all the anime that I've been watching so far, have watched so far, and hope to see you all here for these moving forward. But with that, guys, I'm about to be out. Leave any comments if you've missed this live stream. It's definitely all good. It's definitely not the last. But I will chat with you all hopefully tomorrow and moving forward. Have a great weekend, guys. Stay safe, stay humble. Peace.